shift to active pieces to avoid the Zapier tags. You already know that you build a couple of great automation workflows and suddenly you're hit with a massive monthly bill just because you went over an arbitrary task limit. It feels like you're been punished for growing your business, which is why I'm about to show you how to self-host active pieces for free. A step-by-step deployment guide that actually works without hidden cost. So let's get started. For those who don't know, Activepiece is stunning open source automation platform with over 700 native integration, full support of AI agent and a beautiful drag and drop builder. So what we are going to do is deploy this system completely for free on our own server using Docker. Now before we copy any commands, let's look at what we are using to keep this deployment entirely free. First, we need a server. While many people use cloud providers like DigitalOcean or Oracle Cloud, you can keep this completely free by running it on your old spare laptop or any local machine running Ubuntu. Second, you need Docker and Docker Compose installed into that machine. And third, we need a way to expose our server securely to the internet. Automation performs rely on webhook to receive instant data from apps like Typeform, Stripe, etc. Now, Activepieces can technically be launched as single isolated container using embedded database for quick testing, but we aren't here for fragile sandbox. We are going to deploy the production ready composer including a dedicated PostgreSQL database and Redis queue. So let's get started with the actual setup. So let's log into our server and prepare the environment. I've got my local Ubuntu running over here. If you have set up your server, then you can go to the terminal and then we will have to connect to our cloud server by typing ssh root @your IP. Now let's run a quick update to make sure our system repository lists are completely fresh. This is the command that you need to run, which is sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade, and then you'll have to enter in your password. Then it will start working on your updates. Once that finishes, we need to install Docker. Instead of installing a bunch of separate packages manually, you can just use the official Docker installation script by running this command right here, and it will automatically detect your operating system, configure the official repositories, and install Docker along with Docker Compose. Once you see that it's installed, you can go ahead and check it out by adding on this command, which is Docker Compose version, and hit enter. If you see some sort of number over here, that means it is installed and you're ready to deploy the automation engine. Now we need to grab our deployment file, so I'm just going to clear up this right here, and you need to find your active pieces by cloning their GitHub repository. So this is the command for that. Hit enter, wait for it to clone the GitHub. Once the download finishes, move into the directory by using this command right here, and then inside this folder the development team has included a highly convenient deployment script. This script automatically copies the example configuration, creates a clean environment file, and generates completely random, highly secure encryption keys. So you'll run that script using this command, which is just shtoolsdeploy.sh. If you hit enter, you can see the file containing random password has been generated. Now the next command is to open up the env file. So for that, you'll have to type in this command nano.env, and if you check this out, these are environment variables listed here. You'll see things like ap environment, AP, frontend URL, JWT secret token, encryption key, etc. There's one critical variable here that you need to know about, which is this frontend URL. Right now it might look default to localhost or remain blank, but Activepiece reads this exact variable to generate the webhook trigger URL inside your dashboard. So if this URL doesn't match your public network address, then external application won't know where to send the data. So for now, let's leave it be, and we'll modify it as soon as we configure our secure web address. Just press Control X to exit. And now let's fire up the entire automation ecosystem by running the command, which is the Docker command. This is the command, hit enter. It will activate the active pieces and just wait for it. We put the D flag telling Docker to run everything in detached mode, which means it runs quietly in the background, allowing you to keep using your terminal. Docker will now pull the official and latest active pieces image and set up a private internet network and spin up the database and Redis cache. At this point, your automation instance is successfully running on your internal port 8080. If you were to open your web browser and add in your IP address like this right here, then you can see that active pieces has been opened in our dashboard. But do not build a workflow yet. Running over standard HTTP is entirely insecure, and your passwords, and API keys would be sent over by OpenText, and more importantly, external cloud application will absolutely refuse to send webhooks data to insecure URL. We need HTTPS with an SSL certificate. If you have custom domain name pointed to your server, you can use a reverse proxy to your domain with a free encrypt certificate. But if you want the fastest and absolutely free setup without managing complex firewalls, you can use Cloudflare Tunnel or ngrok by running a simple ngrok command targeted at port 8080. It will instantly generate a highly secure public HTTPS link that forwards internet traffic straight to your container. So start off by installing ngrok in your Ubuntu. I have just used all of the commands, and then enter in your password for your Ubuntu to start the installation. Once that's done, you have to head over to the website, which is ngrok.com, sign in or log in if you already have an account. Once you're in the dashboard, you need an authentication key. So scroll down under identity and access, click on auth tokens, and then either you can create a new one or use the one that is already been created. Just copy the ID, go back to your terminal, then you have to run this command. Here you have to add your authentication token. Once that's done, all you need to do is run the secure tunnel, and as you can see, it will give you this right here. And in these things, all you need to do is copy this forwarding URL, and that's it. You have to go back, simply click on Control C to quit, and then you have to open up the env file which we looked into before, so nano.env. Here you have to write it out, so simply click on Control O so that you can edit your file. Head over to the AP frontend URL, and this is what you need to change. Okay, so I've added that, and now I'm going to exit by clicking Control X. Those changes have been saved, and all we need to do is restart our container. This is the command for that. It will take a couple of seconds. Now, as you can see, if I visit this link right here, I can access my active piece, and it's completely hosted on my Docker. Now from here onwards, you can use your active piece the same way that you usually do, and you can now go ahead, create your account and use it the usual way without having to pay for anything. So hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.